Hello and welcome to this day's stream of the PsiX Pro Series. My name is TVA and I will be casting a show match between the Protoss Lite and the Terran Avokado. They will be playing for a prize pool of $50 plus contributions. And I hope you'll have a fine time with me. We are right now in the lobby, setting up the game. It will be a best of 9. And yeah, soon we will hop into the game. The players already done their vetoes. So first map is Lost and Found. And let's wait. One of the players requested a short break. The races are not set up yet. And I just came from work. How about you guys? Anyone in chat? Wanna tell me how your day has been? Anyways, for those of you who don't know, we are having 2 Grandmaster players here. And I think they will be showing us a lot of good games. Let's see if they also have adopted the Korean meta already in PvT. Which is proxy barracks, proxy factory, proxy starport. The Terrans are building their first 3 buildings all over the map. And while I'm saying that, the people are ready. So the races are set up, the colors are set up. And we're good to go. Let's change the screen. Let's activate the audio. And we are good to go. In the top right corner, playing as the green Terran for Team Wolven, it is Avokado. And in the bottom left corner, playing as the blue Protoss for Team PsiX, it is Light. So, how do we set off? With an SCV going across the map. So we have Korean meta in full force. Our Terran will be proxying something here. In fact, it will be a barracks. Will be a barracks before a gas, so we probably will see a Reaper opening. A proxied Reaper. Meanwhile, Light is gonna scout this with a probe. He's going across the map very early because he needs to be sure what he's gonna see. Taking a gas, taking a gateway, not expanding for now, not having a probe down there. So he will be patiently waiting to see what's in the main base, and suddenly we see 2 gases done for the Terran. So what is Light's reaction? He immediately builds a cybernetics core, a second gas and a second pylon, and will not be building his natural. Meanwhile, the Reaper is in production. The SCV already goes along the way, probably wants to get on the high ground and help the Reaper with micro to do damage. Meanwhile, the probe is going back. We have a factory at home behind this, so the factory won't be proxied. Hey, Miguel. And yeah, the Rex is scouted. The SCV, tried to snag a little bit on a probe, but it paid the price of being killed. The Reaper here gets 1 kill on the probe, which was seeing the barracks. We have another Reaper being built, but there now is already an adept out chasing away this Reaper. We have a shield battery going down in range of the main base ramp. Meanwhile, the factory for our green Terran has finished. He will go straight into a reactor and a starport, so we won't see a very fast cyclone pressure. Meanwhile, those two Reapers try to micro a little bit against the adept. One of them almost goes down. So the answer to this build from Light is a 1 gateway robo into a Twilight with 2 shield batteries. So Light is not thinking about expanding here. He's answering 1 base with 1 base. Let's see how that will work out. 2 Reapers, meanwhile, going into the main base, killing a probe and getting the heck out of there. The barracks, meanwhile, flies back, wants to finish off that wall sooner or later. We have an adept here in the main base. Oh, and it's a very good spot to do damage. But Avokado is microing his SCVs pretty good. Whoa, one of them goes down, but those SCVs, they are really doing work. And the adept now finishes the job it started on the one of the SCVs. It will get the mule. Meanwhile, we have a Widow Mine drop coming from Avokado. The warp gate is finishing. We have 1 warp gate so far. A second in the making. A warp prison. Immortal also on the way, and Blink. So 4 Widow Mines now are loaded into the Medivac, flying across the map. And yeah, to be honest, it's pretty hard to get damage done on a 1-base Protoss, because he only has to watch 1 mineral line. So let's see how this plans out. We have the Reapers coming in, wanting to have a look here, getting another probe, getting a second probe, getting out of there, and those 2 Reapers survive. Meanwhile, the Medivac is set up. Oh, Avokado is supply blocked. The warp prism is now there, warping into adepts. SCVs are being pulled. 2 Marines are also there. Meanwhile, yep, the Medivac is flying in. The adepts are being microed. Is Light looking? Yes, he is looking. He's evacuating the probes. Ooh, 1, 2, 3 shots go off. 5 probes go down. 6 probes go down in total versus 3 SCVs. The adepts seem to have died versus those because Light was busy microing at home. So that was a pretty good trade for Light, for Avokado. Meanwhile, Avokado is halfway through his second command center, has a tank out. Cloaked Banshees will be following up. The Warp Prison, meanwhile, is still alive, trying to get the SCV, doesn't get it, gets instead a Marine. And yeah. Still staying defensive with his Immortal. Now he's probably seized because the Medivac is still at home. He's now moving outward. It seems like he will expand, but he will be playing from behind since our Green Terran Avokado, I say our, but he's from Ulven. He is getting the second base faster. Meanwhile, the Adepts are being chased by the Medivac. Medivac versus Warp Prison. It's pretty interesting. Only shields going down so far on this. And yeah. Avokado is trying to take his natural here, sieging the tanks up in 2 different spots. I don't know if the tank is in a good position. Yeah, okay, it is in a good position. It won't block the second command center. Meanwhile, the Nexus is halfway done. The Warp Prism tries to micro a little more. The Banshee upgrade is done. Or the Cloak is almost done. We have 2 Banshees, that means they can one-shot workers. A Raven is built after that, so any DT shenanigans or other things are pretty hard denied. The Adepts try to get a little bit more damage, but have to retreat. The 2 Banshees are scouted though by the Wall Prison. So what is the reaction of Light? He's building an Observer. And he's swapping an additional Stalkers to face those 2 Banshees, trying to neglect any damage that might be happening here. So, what's happening behind it? We have a bio transition now. 3 more Rex are coming. Adepts are again trying to do pressure, and I have to say, those Adepts don't want to die. They really take their time to do their damage. But the Banshees, they are taking 2 probes with them, but the Observer and the Blink Stalkers are doing a good job. There goes a 3rd probe, a 4th probe. The 5th probe doesn't fall. 4 probes for 2 Cloaked Banshees is not worth it. That was a nice defense of Light. Meanwhile, we have the Robotic Spade finishing for Light. Will we see Colossi or Disruptors? We will see Disruptors. For those of you who don't know, there will be a big balance change coming, and the Disruptors will be reverted to their pre-4.0 stage. So let's enjoy those Disruptors while we can, right? So we will be going here up to 5 Rexes. The War Prism still being annoying. 1 Adept has been lost. Light trying to do damage, but sees the army with the Raven and says, nope, I won't even try that. Meanwhile, 3 tanks are staying pretty defensive here. Marines, Marauders, and the upgrades are now also starting for the Terran. +1 as well as combat shields and stim, while the Protoss is going into his disruptor attack and a 2nd Robo without any upgrades though. Observers are on the Protoss side of the map, while the Adepts are in positions of the main move out paths of the Terran. And from this point on, I think we have a little wait until the stim is finished. Avokado here wants to hit his timing and risks of going out of the map without his upgrades finishing. That can be risky, but Light is staying at home, so it works out for him. Light sees this attack coming with this Adept, immediately takes his War Prism, trying to do damage in the production of the Terran. There is a missile turret though, and there won't be a warp in for now. The Adept is shading in, getting a little bit of SCV damage. There is a scout on the Protoss army, so the siege up will be happening. Light is retreating with his army, not taking any sieged up tank shots on that position. SCVs too have gone down, but now the Medivac is healing that up. There's 1 Disruptor shot killing almost something, but in the end nothing. And Terran, yeah, Avokado, micros on a few of the Marines, but all of these 3 get killed. Meanwhile, we have double Disruptor production, and this is a pretty non-macro game. Both are, we have minute 10, both are around 40 workers, only 2 bases. 1 Disruptor gets 2 Marauders, the other Marine. That's, I mean, as long as he isn't losing any of those Disruptors, those are good trades, because they will be recharging, and the army of Avokado isn't threatening any base for now. So now we have a little blink here. 1 of the Disruptors might go down. Yep. And now there's a siege up in a already pretty nice position. Oh, the bio is really hurting versus those Disruptors. The siege up is getting a little bit closer, and we're reaching a position where Light has to engage the Terran army if he wants or not. So 1 of the Widow Mines goes down, the Adepts are shading, and this will do a blink in. Oh god, but the Raven missile shots is hurting. The Disruptor shots go off, there's a lot of damage here. All the tanks go down, a lot of the bio is down, the Stalkers are all still alive, most of the Disruptors survived, and this was a really nice hold from Light. Oh, the Stalkers are now engaging without the Disruptors. There's another Disruptor shot, not hitting anything, but the Terran now has to retreat. There is a blink forward. The Terran doesn't try to turn around. The Widow Mine is hitting the Stalkers with blink cooldown. The Disruptors are now hitting the Marines. There's the split. Avokado trying to split as much as he can. The Stalkers are being recalled back and the Liberators won't get any damage done. Most of the meat shield for the Disruptors has gone down. We only have a few Stalkers. Meanwhile, Avokado is pumping out of 2 bases. Neither of them have a 3rd base. So the trades here are really important. What are the losses? They are pretty even. Again, taking out the Widow Mines. And Light seems like he wants to counterattack. Has already Stalker swapped in on the other side of the map. No one of them is producing any workers here at this stage. Both of them seem to want to end it on 2 bases. And now Avokado plays Ring Around the Rosie with the Protoss. Light has to be careful because Liberators can siege up in a nasty position. There's a little bio army. Their Disruptors are trying to take damage. One of the Liberators is going down. Oh, the War Prison was shut down, so the reinforcements of Light are not really happening. There's a 360 surround. The Liberators are sieging up. Is it being sniped down? Not yet. The Liberators doing a ton of damage. The Disruptors are hurting the 360 surround. Is it enough? All the Disruptors are on cooldown. The Stalkers can't fight versus the Marauders like that. And still, this is a pretty close fight. Although Light now has finally caught up in supply. Both of them are getting pretty low. The main base of Light is slowly mining out. The main base of Avokado has already mined out. And Avokado, takes a bad hit on his bio. Meanwhile, moving his main. But Light is in a good position, sniping another Liberator. Those Liberator snipes are really essential. And Avokado needs to pull the boys. The Disruptors are on cooldown, tries to get as much army as he can. 2 Marauders trying to... Oh, there's a blink forward. Another Disruptor shot, preemptively going down. And yeah. Light has to deny that main/3rd base of Avokado. Otherwise he will just get behind. Saying that, he will take a 3rd base, so even if he can't kill the space, he still has a chance to get even in economy. There's a blink forward, one of the Disruptors. The Disruptors are zoning out the bio. Nice splits from Avokado here. Will it be enough? Oh, this was another nice hit on the Marines. The Stalkers are trying to fight versus the bio, but will it be enough? Every time there's a Disruptor, Avokado has to try to turn around, and yeah, the CC is already halfway down. The economy of Avokado is really hurting, and with every Disruptor shot there goes bio down, another shot and another shot, the CC goes down, and there's the GG. Light takes this game, and it's now up 1-0. Okay guys, I think that was a pretty nice first game. Both of them decided to not take any chance and play safe, which resulted in a 2 base all-in versus a 2 base all-in. So we are now waiting for the next map. Avokado, since he's the loser, is allowed to pick it. And that was a pretty intense first game, I have to say. Whew. Oh, Cerulean Falls. This was a pretty big map. Let's see if the Korean meta stays strong. Okay, we have an invite. Let's get into the lobby. And work our way from here. Avokado versus Light. They are in the right positions. I am ready. The players seem to be ready. We are going into the next game. Here we have it, Cerulean Falls. A map with a lot of high and low ground, a lot of ramps, but first let me introduce. In the bottom left corner, playing for Team Wolven, it's the green Avokado Terran. Yeah, I know, I made a joke because of the color. Anyways, and in the top right corner, playing as the blue Protoss for... Oh, wait. I didn't read the chat. Let me look. What happened here? Bug blocked thing. Can we read please? Okay. Well, something seemed to have happened. I'm sorry about that. Interrupting my nice introduction. Sniff. How can they do this to me? Okay, setting it up once again. Anyways, it seems the players are ready again, so we are going into the next map. Map number 2, Cerulean Falls. This sounds like a nice town to live in, to be honest. Nice town in autumn. Somewhere in America. Cerulean Falls. No. I wanted this. Okay. So, now in the top right corner, playing as the green Terran for Team Wolven, it is Avokado. And in the top left, bottom left corner, playing for Storm Aftermath, it is Light. Okay. Psionic Aftermath, by the way. I'm sorry about that. So, what we don't see here is not a proxy. Or what we don't see here is a proxy. That's how I wanted to say it. We actually have an in-base barracks. I don't know, guys. That's so WCS Valencia. Don't know what to think of this. Meanwhile, Light is taking the proxy shenanigans seriously, going out with another scout, taking his gas, taking his gateway, and won't be building a second base until he sees the barracks in the main base of the Terran. So here he goes, sees the barracks, snacks a little bit on the SCV, immediately goes down with his probe, and he will be building his base. This SCV will survive. The probe is trying to get another hit, sees that it will be repaired, and gets the heck out of there. Forcing a little bit of mining time with those two SCVs being pulled to deal with that probe. So nice job by Light, making the scout worth his time. Meanwhile, Avokado also taking his base. Already having a gas here. So this looks like a 1-1-1 opening from the Terran. Meanwhile, we have a gateway, a cybernetics core, and a second gas going down here. So it seems like we're having a tech opening from the Protoss. One Marine is being built before it goes into the reactor. So no snacking probe will disturb the peace of this SCV building the base. The Reaper meanwhile confirms the second base. The Adept comes out in time to deter the Reaper, to not let him have a look what tech we are going for, and it will be in fact Twilight Council. Let's see what follows will be followed up. It will probably be a blink opening, but there's always the chance for cheeky TTs. On the other hand, there's not a proxy pylon to be seen anywhere, so it most likely will be blink, especially since the Stalker and one Stalker has been made, the second Stalker is being made. Although Avokado is getting his scout off, he gets into the main base, sees the mineral line, sees the Twilight Council, checks, sees that there's something being researched, and the Reaper gets killed. Meanwhile, those Marines are chasing away the Adept. Will the Adept get at least one thing? No. Lost. Doesn't seem like it. We have lost one Reaper versus one Adept. Yeah. Nothing has been lost during this engagement of the Adept, so nice micro by Avokado. This will be followed up by a 3 gateway play before the robotics. This is considered quite a safe build by the Protoss, going 3 gates before the third base. Meanwhile, Meanwhile, the Terran is building Marines and Widow Mines and a Medivac, followed up by a Liberator. So we will have a 4 Marine, 2 Widow Mine drop probably. It may also be just... Or is it? Oh, it's a 3 Widow Mine drop. While the Marines will stay at home, being defensive. Oh, and we have a supply block into a fast third base. Well, if you can't spend your money, you might as well build a third base, right? Third base for the light is also going down. We have a scan here confirming the 3 gateways, playing safe, and a robo, and a blink being almost finished. So we have a standard game in front of us, guys and girls. Avocado's build looking ripe. Now building 2 depots at a time, doesn't want to be supply blocked again. We still only have a 1-1-1 by the way. There's no additional tech or building structures added. Just economy and 1-1-1 so far. The Widow Mine meanwhile kills the Stalker here before it gets sniped down. Oh, I almost missed the Medivac being killed. Yeah, Medivac didn't get to do anything here. Now tries to fly in, but oh, yeah, gets out before the Stalkers have a chance to react to that. So, charges the next upgrade being built. We have a robo going down before the probes got killed. The Liberator will be taken care of, killing one Stalker for his money. And meanwhile, the Terran is now adding his tech structures, and we will have a mech transition. An Engie Bay, 2 more factories. We don't see the armories yet, so it may be a heavy tank pressure, or timing attack better said, into more bio afterwards. We will have to have a look at the upgrade structures being built, because so far it's only an engineering bay for Protoss shenanigans, but no upgrade structures per se. We have also turrets going down. Stalkers are now on their way, the tanks are being sieged so that Avokado can take his third base safely. Oh, the Stalkers are blinking into the tanks. 1 tank goes down, 2 tanks goes down, 3 tanks go down, but a lot of Stalkers were sniped for it. But resetting the tank count of the Terran is always a good idea. Especially since you only traded for these Stalkers. So we can see here that this trade was really nice for light. Having a few more Stalkers, only Marines. Those Marines don't have Stim or Combat Shield or any upgrades, keep in mind, versus Blink Stalkers. So this is a really deadly attack, although it's just a few Stalkers. The Liberator might help here out, killing 1 Stalker before the Stalkers blink back. The bunker is safe here. But now light just circles around, tries to attack from the other side where the bunker is not. We have another tank out here with the new skin. And yeah. More SCVs going down by the Stalker arrest. 1, 2, Will he get a third SCV? Nope, he will not. Meanwhile, we don't see really any harass from the Terran side. Stalkers are in a good spot to kill another meal before getting out of there. And behind all of this, we are having disruptors again. Oh, will the disruptor fit through this choke? Or does it have to go all the way through the middle line? We will see. So yeah, 3 more gateways. Not a second robo so far, so we only have 1 robo disruptor production. Those stalkers did get a hit by the tank. Blocking one shot, blocking another shot. Those stalkers take quite a nice hit from the tank, so that the zealots can reign supreme on those SCVs, on those marines. The liberators, though, can shoot zealots all day long. The tank finally goes down to a disruptor shot. Another tank hitting those zealots hard. The bunker is still alive. The tank trying to be repaired, but will go down. All those zealots are really hard in the red, but they still dish out a good amount of damage. Another Hellion goes down. 28 SCVs going down. Avokado looking not too good here. The third base has to be evacuated. And meanwhile, Light is still powering up with Stalkers and Disruptors, popping in more and more. Avokado is now down to 47 workers. Tries to get out 1 upgrade out of the 2 armories, but he doesn't really fully able to. Disruptors getting a nice hit by tanks. Trying to get a little bit for that. That marine has to pay the price for the tank. And we have a lot more Zealot warpins here. Zealots, Stalkers blinking forward, taking care of the Liberators. Charge lots charging in, trying to get a good grip on the tanks. GG. Light takes the series. No, Titan is in lead of the series with 2-2-0. This was a pretty decisive fight. Okay guys, I'll get myself some water while they are setting up the next match, and I will see you in a minute or two. Oh, wrong menu. Welcome back. And we are heading straight into our third match of the day. Or third map, better said. Let me look. Yep, I have everything activated. Oh, Avokado has a change of color here. In the bottom right corner, playing as the red Terran for Team Wolverine, it is Avokado. And in the top left corner, playing for the blue, playing for Psionic Aftermath as the blue Protoss, it is Light. Avokado, what are you trying to do this time? We have a gas going down. Gas first. It seems to be an in-base barracks. Or will it be? Oh, sneaky. It will be a fake proxy. Meanwhile, Light sticking true to his build order, not deviating too much from it. Getting the scout off. And he will scout, I guess, a supply depot. No barracks and a gas steal. Snacking on an SCV, trying to deny some mining time. And now, leaving the base. What he doesn't know is that it's a fake proxy. So Avokado doesn't really care about the gas steal. Because a gas steal still enables builds like 3 racks play. So let's see what will happen here. Let me turn on the light in my room for a moment. I can probably tell you what will happen anyways. That we will see no natural for light for now. Here we have a probe hiding, trying to take the base as soon as he knows he is safe. We have an adept already out, a stalker grenade out, a twilight before the second base. Meanwhile, we have in fact not 3 racks but a factory being built, while a second gas is taking at the natural. That's pretty smart. So now Light confirms that we have in fact a base for the Terran. And he gets a almost timed out mule, so that's pretty okay. 2 SCVs for its trouble. 3 SCVs before the adept goes down. That was a pretty good trade. Meanwhile, Light is doubling down. He doesn't even think about taking a second base from behind. Light is changing up the pace here. He's like, you know what? Blink stock all in. You try to be sneaky, you try to outsmart me. Let's see if you can deal with a full-fledged Protoss all in. And we will have to see what happens. Four gateways are being built. No! A 4th gateway is cancelled at the last moment. Instead, it probably will be built at the front face of the Terran after the pylon is done here. Let's see. The pylon is done, the gateways are open, but Light will warp in where the warp in is faster on his side of the map. Meanwhile, we have the 4th gateway coming down in the front. We have 1 bunker being built. The Cyclone, let's see. I'm not sure. I think it confirmed that there wasn't a natural base. Yep. Avokado confirmed there is not a natural base for Light, so he builds a second bunker, sneaks out an SCV, tries to find the proxy, but the proxy is already being built. There's a tank already out. A tank and 2 bunkers can be really hard to break for a couple of Blink Stalkers. We have now a slow wop in of 3 more Stalkers, and now is the time to strike. There is a probe tanking a shot. The one tank goes down and the Stalkers go straight into the main base. Don't care about the bunkers. Oh, there is the snipe on the bunker. The tank tries to siege up, but it will be going down immediately. The Stalkers micro their heart out, not trying to get killed by the Marines. The SCVs are trying to fight too. The Widow Mine is getting a really nice shot on the Stalkers. And it looks really, really bad for Light here. Blinking back for now. The worker count is still in favor of Avokado, so is the army supply. The bunker is being tried to snipe down. He loses 2 Stalkers for it. Oh no, he didn't focus the bunker. It just doesn't go down, and here's the GG with another tank sieging up. Avokado successful with his sneaky fake proxy Rex, taking the first game. Taking the first game for his side. So now it's 2-1 in favor of Light. Let's head into the 4th map. Oh, yeah, sorry, I didn't add the score there. Sun Lily is right though, it was 2-0. Now it's 2-1. Hey Sunlily, judging from your Africa TV profile picture, are you a little blondie? Or is this just the default face for female players? Okay, both players are ready. We are going into blue shift. And in the bottom left corner, playing for Team Wolven, it's the red Terran Avokado. And in the top right corner, playing as the blue Protoss, for Psionic Aftermath, it's Light. It's 2-1 in favor of Light. And Avokado is not proxying as much as I thought he would. But we are not watching a Korean match here. Those are EU players playing for $50 US. So let's see how this will turn out. Avokado, meanwhile, trying a not so hidden barracks, but still tries to make Light nervous. Sunlily, you have a pigtail avatar. Blonde hair, pigtails, and so my question is, do you have blonde hair yourself? You players know how to macro? Well, you haven't seen Mario, right? I think that guy is pretty decent at macro. Perhaps not as good as, let's say, Has, but he's still pretty good at macroing. Meanwhile, Avokado is blocking with a hold position command here, denying the gas steal from Light. So, while Light did see everything he needed to see, he couldn't steal the gas. So now Avokado has every option he wants to, and he is going for factory. Reaper is going out to the other side of the map. And again, Light is going into the standard build, one gateway, Twilight, trying to crown out an Adept to face against the Reaper. The Reaper tries to go in, tries to see what the Protoss is doing, but he doesn't get the full scout, has to go back. Meanwhile, the probe is trying to do a little bit of damage here versus the SCV. Gets caught by the A move, it wasn't a right click. Ooh, that SCV has to go back. Another has to repull. This is lost mining time for Avokado. Tries to be as annoying as possible before the Reaper will quit those shenanigans off the probe. Probius goes down. Rip Probius. Long live the king. And yeah, Adept is forcing a fresh meal to die. Wow. But two Marines and the Reaper can take care of the Adept. The Shade is going into the main base, gets cancelled at the last minute. One Marine has to die for being too greedy. The next step is going to get the Reaper. Oh god. Yeah, that was too greedy from Light. Neither gets the second Marine or the Reaper and loses an Adept and a Stalker for it. All the micro before that completely in vain for a little overstepping. So here we have a Stalker, and I can say a Stalker is not doing too well versus a Cyclone and a Reaper. And we have no shield battery on the low ground, and two Stalkers can get killed by a Cyclone. Meanwhile, Reaper is trying to do some damage into the main base while the Cyclone tries to be annoying at the front. The Reaper is scouting the Twilight Council. The micro is there in the last moment, and oh my god, the Reaper will escape. Will it get a heal off? Will it get another kill? No. The Stalker is there in time to kill it. One shield battery going up, not too greedy, playing pretty safe. The 3 gateways are going down before the Robo. No third base yet from either player. We have another 1-1-1 build. We have Viking here. Tanks and Marines. So Avokado is really mixing up his game here, trying not to be too predictable. And this time it won't be a straight game, a macro game into a fast 3rd-CC, but instead we have 3 Rexes here. So the tank is sieging up, seeing those Stalkers. The Cyclone and the Marines are trying to fight them off. There are a little pick off, so Light is doing a good job here, being annoying with his Stalkers. Meanwhile, the 3rd base is going down for Light. There should be a robotics bay going down pretty soon. For now it's another pylon. One tank here. Is there another tank in the base? Nope, but the Viking is being pulled down. There is a Liberator on the way. And still, no 3rd base from Avokado. One Marine is trying to scout if the Stalkers are still up there, and yes they are. We have charge upgrade. More gateways and no robotics facility for now. The Liberator is done. We'll probably siege up the front to be extra safe. Yep, there it is. We have another tank on the main ramp. So the Stalkers are contemplating if they want to take the Liberator, get a shot for not thinking too fast before getting out of there, not dying. Good job here. Meanwhile, the 3rd base is done for Light. It is slowly being started to get saturated. We have 3 gas economy. We have a forge going down, so still no robotics facility, and it seems to be a gateway heavy build. So Light this time is also switching it up quite heavily. Let's see how this plays out. But Avokado doesn't even think about playing a macro game here. He's going up to 5 Rexes. That means we have a 2 base all-in in front of us. Meanwhile, the supply is looking pretty good. No supply blocks so far from either player, as far as I can see. We have turrets going up in case of shenanigans. Light has the full map vision with both watchtowers being held by him. No pro production for now, so that means we now have full army production out of light. Adding more gateways, so we will soon see a clash. And now here, combat shields are finishing. Stim is also soon finishing, +1 is halfway done. So this Marines will deter those Stalkers, and Light should now know what's up. The Terran is coming with a big push, and it won't be pretty. And while I was saying that Avokado was going for a 2-base all-in, he will just go for a 2-base timing attack while macroing behind it. Which means Avokado has to do damage here. Just trading the armies is not enough, but Charge has finished. Stim is not done. This is what I mean when you move out too fast before all the upgrades are done. This was too greedy from Avokado. Almost all his army killed, and that's already lights out. Bunkers immediately going down. That third has to be cancelled. Those Stalkers trying to get something done here. Denying the bunkers from going up. The charge lots are reigning supreme. Now storming into the front like there is no tomorrow. We have a nice choke situation here for Avokado, but don't let that fool you. He is behind. He is on 2 bases. Light has his 3rd base up. He has upgrades from 1 forge going for him. He now goes into the robotics bay. Avokado can't stay defensive for the rest of the game. There is a tank sieging up, but it's not in front of the natural, so those supply depots, they are being taken care of. Light wants to make room for his zealots to go in and kill something. Is the time now? 2 of those structures will probably go down. The missile turret at 9 health, 5, 4, boom, down goes the missile turret. The zealots go back though, so we have only Stalkers now in front. That means Light wants to takes the 4th base. When you are ahead, get more ahead. That was a saying of Artosis pretty early in the game. The Stalkers now see the move out of Avokado. They go into the bushes and go back, forcing more Zealot warp-ins, but now we have Disruptors on the way, and it's, yeah. From a 2-base timing attack into a forced 2-base all-in. I don't like Avocado's position, but I really like Light's position. We still, okay, now we are on 4 gases for the Protoss. +2 armor is finishing in a few seconds. We have an engagement here in the middle of the map with Zealots charging in front. There's the Stalkers blinking behind. The tanks can't siege up. There's no AoE for the Terran at the moment. The Zealots though get thinned out, and now there's only juicy Stalkers left. And Avokado tries to stim for the win, but there's a Disruptor waiting at the top of this ramp. More warp-ins are coming. There is the scan, seeing the Terrans and knowing that there's a Disruptor in the front. There's an aggressive blink forward from Light, knowing he can do this. 3 Medivacs though load up into the turret range. Light sees that. Does he recognize it? The Blink Stalkers will blink away from the Widow Mines, not getting too much damage. And oh, getting a Liberator here. The bio, it seems he saw it but didn't recognize it. Immediately recall of the army here. Avokado doesn't really get anything done. He tries to stutter step his heart out. His Medivacs are sniped. Gets a few units out, but yeah, it's still looking grim for him. He's behind in workers, he's behind in army supply, he's behind in upgrades, and only getting worse from here. A nice Widow Mine hit here on the Disruptors, but it's not enough to kill them. So, Avokado going back, tries his best to force good engagement. The Zealots charging forwards into a ramp, into Widow Mines. The Liberators are being focused, and now the only thing standing between those Stalkers and the bio are Disruptors, but don't let that fool you. Those Disruptors can decide to fight pretty quickly. More Zealot and Stalker warp-ins. We still have only 4 gases, so it's still a very gateway heavy composition. Don't let that fool you just because there are few Disruptors. We only have 1 Robo. So this isn't really a high-tech army. A few zealots going forwards, trying to get a traitor mine off, but that doesn't really do a lot. Sacrificial zealots are being built here. Meanwhile, we have a counter-attack here. The disruptor shot not doing too much. Those two disruptor shots killing the SCVs here. Yeah. Those SCV won't survive versus those stalkers. There's a last attempt to kill the disruptor, not doing too much of anything. The natural of Avokado is going pretty much down. The fourth base of Light is now under attack, but this is not a good trade. Even if Avokado gets a base and he doesn't even kills it, he goes straight to the third base. Meanwhile, we have Liberators sieged up at the main base where there's only a few minerals left. Meanwhile, we have a fight here at the side of Light. There's no disruptor here, only zealots and stalkers. They are getting kited heavily. They the units are stimmed, the medivacs are getting focused. There's a zealot providing vision, and yeah, I really think that's it. All the supply depots are going down. We have one base. Those marines trying to get something done. The disruptors are forcing more damage, forcing the marines to stay up there. Avokado trying his best to not die in this game. There's a recall now. Ooh, gets 2 disruptors, but all 4 bases of Light survived. Light is ahead by triple the amount of army. He has +3 armor. He has his tech. Building his heavy gateway army, and with the last minerals being mined out in his base and this last rest of the army, Avokado will GG out here any moment. Now here it is, GG, nice fight, but it isn't enough. Oof. Okay guys, setting up the 5th map. What a game! What a game! And this is what I meant 2 games ago when I said going out, trying to be on the other side of the map when your upgrades finish, has the negative impact that when you get caught in the middle of the map with your upgrades barely done, you will lose. And that's exactly what happened to Avokado. He tried to get a crisp timing, he was taking a risk, and it didn't pay off. In between, I want to say thanks to the sponsor Africa TV for sponsoring this event. It's a nice thing to help the amateur pro scene, let me call it that. Because playing a best of 9 and getting $50 US for the winner, that's a pretty nice thing. We don't have that too often anymore. We have those tournaments, but not between 2 players. I don't want to say it's easy money, but it sure as hell is very entertaining for all of us. That being said, we still have our best of 9. Light is up 3-1, and introducing the player in the top left corner, in red, it's the Terran Avokado for Team Wolven. And in the bottom right corner, playing for Psionic Aftermath, it's the blue Protoss Light. Avokado isn't proxying again. I don't know, Kev. Every time he was looking like he was proxying, he was doing really good against Light. Every time he was trying to play a macro game without bamboozling Light, it wasn't looking too good. Light, meanwhile, doesn't even go for the direct scout. He's immediately scouting for the most obvious proxy locations. Let's see, where's the... Okay, and now going straight to the base of the Terran. And meanwhile, Light's opening, still the same. Pylon, gas, gateway, looking into the main base. We'll be seeing the barracks. We'll be building the second nexus immediately, trying to snack a little bit on the SCV. Reaper being built. Perhaps trying to get a gas steal. Nope, not trying to get a gas steal. Trying to be annoying with DCC. Will he? No, he's just going home. Meanwhile, Cybernetics core finishing. Soon the second gateway will be happening. We have the second pylon. Second gateway, I mean the second gas. There it is. Going back home. Reaper and a factory. We have another standard game here. Oh yeah, Africa TV is great. And we also have, I think it's Maturino, right? Helping us also out. There is a code, I think Undaunted wrote the link and the code to help give these players even more money. And you don't even have to spend your own money on Maturino. Just click on that link, enter that coupon code, log in with your Battle.net account, and boom! I think it's 50 cents you add to the prize pool. So go out there, click on it, help out those guys. Let's help build a bigger StarCraft 2 esports scene. Help out the little guys who are playing really well. And yeah, let us be a part of this community to grow. Oh, meanwhile, are you free? Africa TV. Meanwhile, we have a proxy starport. We have Hellions being built, and I can tell you this will be a 4 Hellion drop. We have an adept here trying to scout what the Terrans go for. The Hellions are being hidden. Light doesn't really know what to think of this. It could be Cyclones, but Cyclones should be out now. So Avokado wants to reveal it in the last possible moment, it seems. Yep, and now having 4 Hellions, he will kill this adept. Boom. The Hellions taking already a little bit of damage. They are not getting healed up. There are 2 Stalkers waiting to intercept those Hellions on the main ramp. Light sees that, tries to get a kill off on one of these Hellions. Light is knowing what's up. He immediately moves the Stalkers into the corner of his map, but will it be in time? The 4 Hellions are already unloaded. 3 are enough to one-shot a probe. After that, the shield battery can heal it up good. There's only, I think, 1 probe going down. That was really well defended by Light. Avokado going into emergency mode, building an immediate 3rd base, knowing that he's now behind. He will build a 3rd base very early to get the game back on track during a 3 base economy. So yeah, I already explained it to a friend once. When you try to do damage on 2 base versus 2 base and you don't succeed, you are behind. And you won't, if you play your standard, you will always stay behind. So your plan is to be greedy now at this part, building a 3rd base very early to then get even or even ahead on 3 base economy. That's the plan right now of Avokado. He's like, 2 base economy, yeah, I lost that. Let's get into 3 base economy, there I will have a chance again. So we have tanks being built. Tanks are pretty good at being defensive units. 2 Cyclones. Cyclones in the early and mid game, a handful of those, and with handful I mean 1 to 5. They can also be pretty good defensive. Upgrades, we have Blink done here. Charge is already again on the way. The tanks are being sieged. One of the tanks is being sniped. Yep, but a lot of stalkers have been going down. Light can't really engage into this anymore. With a cyclone, 10 marines still alive, and a tank here. Yeah, you can't really break that with a handful of stalkers. That being said, with 9 stalkers, this is or is it 10? Yeah, I think it's 10 stalkers. 10 stalkers can break that, but there's a second tank and this is turning the tide again. He gets a cyclone for his efforts. Meanwhile, third base of Light is done. Already on location. Avokado is still building SCVs, trying to get his base up. He sees that the third base of Light has been taken. There is a lot going on in the production tab of Avokado. He is gearing up to get his third base out, but Light does really want to keep him on 2 bases. He's like, no, you don't get a third base. We are not making this happen. So those SCVs repaired the bunker, and Avokado will probably take his third base real soon. Lift it up. Meanwhile, Light is destroying those rocks, so he can't be outmaneuvered. Has all the options to go around in his bases and is immediately taking a 4th base. So now his Light is like, yeah, I'm ahead. You want to try to take your 3rd base. I forced you to stay defensive. I'm gonna be greedy and take a 4th base. And again, we have the 1 forge. We have a lot of gateways already. We have gateway heavy zealots and stalkers into disruptor support later. So 3 marines here trying to scout what happens, and he sees a move out from the Protoss and is again forced to stay on 2 bases. Light is doing a really good job here, strategically containing the Terran, being sure not to lose any units, but forcing so much economic damage. And don't get me wrong, with economic damage I don't mean worker kills. I really mean that Avokado isn't able to mine on 3 bases. So, Light cleaning another part of the rocks here so that he has a nice clean fast attack path to the 3rd base of the Terran. And again, Avokado taking so much economic damage. Will he ever take his 3rd base or decide to just go and yeah, not giving a damn thing about the series. Okay, 3rd base is now finally being taken. 3 tanks clumped up basically. Oh, but Light saw this with his army, with his observer. The tanks are being targeted by zealots. The buffer marines weren't in position. There's a little bit damage here. Avokado is trying to take down the Nexus, but he doesn't get it before the recall happens. And yep, Light again catches Avokado with his pants down, and Avokado has to go home naked. Here we see the Terran Walk of Shame. Combat shields aren't even finished. The marines are all overstimmed here. There's a little marine army, but there are so many zealots. There's a disruptor killing a lot of the Bioforce. The stalkers even blink forwards. Light feels very confident in taking the fight. Those zealots are charging and they are like wave. They are not single units, they are just a force to be reckoned with. They are just flowing over the Terran bio army here. The stalkers behind dishing out damage like there's no tomorrow. The 3rd base of Avokado is finally up, only to get destroyed. 17 SCVs down, being 30 behind, and Light winning this map means he's on match point. Okay guys, I have a little poll for you. What is OP? Is it Light or is it Protoss? Write your answer now. Okay, we have one person who says light is OP, and I would agree. Light is pretty OP. Okay, let's see. What map is left here? We had Acid Plant, we had Blue Shift, we had Cerulean, we had Dreamcatcher, Fracture. Yeah, Fracture and Parasite. Go Fracture. Yeah. Well, that poll isn't too representative of the whole StarCraft community, undoubted, but I'll take it. 100% of all poll takers say light is OP, and not Protoss. You've heard it here first on Radio Psionic Aftermath. Okay. Playing in the top left corner as the Red Terran for Team Wolven, it is Avokado with his money on the line, as he now has to win 4 maps in a row. In the bottom right corner, playing as the blue Protoss for Psionic Aftermath, on match point, it's Light. And what do my eyes see here? We have the Korean meta oozing out of Avokado. This fruit is ripe for cheese. I don't know if you know, but I heard Avokado is pretty good with cheese. Try it. I bet you will feel very surprised. So Light is trying to make guacamole out of Avokado, while Avokado tries to go with cheese to make it a little bit tastier for Light. So let's see how that happens. How that works out. We have 2 guesses. Light sees, okay, that Terran is up to something. Yep, and Light will scout it later than sooner. So Avokado here is trying to find a good spot. For what? For nothing. The factory will be built in the main base. So we again just have a Reaper opening. Will it be 1 or 2 Reapers? We will see. The SCV is going in. 1 Reaper is being built. A 2nd Reaper is being built. Sees the double gas. There's a robot coming down. So Light is reacting to the build of Avokado. The Adept is being thrown out. Gas probes are trying to be sniped. Doesn't get it. Oh, takes a little bit of damage versus the probes. No probe has died so far. The Adept is out trying to kill a little bit. That SCV is snacking on one of the probes, but it won't get it down. The Reaper, meanwhile, trying to get something done, but has to flee because of the Reaper. Meanwhile, the probe has found the barracks, which is immediately returning to homeland. A 2nd Reaper now, forcing multitasking out of Light. The Adept here not doing anything, but the Stalker is now out, and with 2 units it's pretty easy to defend 2 thrones. Did no probe die? No, not a single probe did die so far. It's pretty impressive. So the Reapers try to get more damage. Even the scouting probe is surviving. Wow, Light is really playing like a god here. Behind that, we have Cyclones being produced without a reactor. We have a Tech Lab on the starboard. There will be cloaked Banshees again. Oh no, the Reapers are trying to do something here. One of them goes instantly down. Going back up into the main base, trying to scout what the Protoss is up to. Did he scout? No. Yeah. Avokado only scouted the robo facility, but he did not scout the robotics bay behind it. And I think we will see a disruptor drop here, guys and girls. 2 Cyclones are now out. The second base of Avokado on the way. Avokado knows it's one base all in of light, so all he has to do is hold, which is easier said than done. Because, like I said, we probably have a disruptor drop on our way. Or a disruptor all in, or whatever you want to call it. Meanwhile, 2 Stalkers and 1 Adept are being thrown into the main base of Avokado. The CC barely finishing those 2 Cyclones. Focusing on the War Prism. Getting 3 SCVs kills before getting out with all of the... No, not all of the units. The Adept died. But 1 Adept for 3 SCVs, I would always take that. Boom! One of the props goes down. The Banshee is cloaking, but there's already an observer out. Boom! Goes the Banshee, only gets 1 prop. That's the first prop kill of the day. No, not of the day, but of this map. And Disruptors. Already on the way. That being said, Light is on the clock. He's just now taking his natural. While Avocado's natural CC is almost finished. And with CC I mean orbital command. So we will have 2 Mu production for the Terran in a moment. There is a bunker up, the surface area will be reduced with a supply depot. And behind that we have another Banshee coming up, another tank, 2 more Marines. And what happened to a second Banshee? Nope, no second Banshee has happened so far. We have an SCV also here scouting for an early alarm if you want it. Those 2 disruptors are looking for juicy SCV kills. Will them find it? We will see. 2 more barracks going down. The War Prism is on its way. Sees the SCVs, unloads, boom and boom. Killing 9 SCVs. Just like that. That was really nice done. Catching Avokado by surprise. Avokado meanwhile on this natural kill 4 probes. Let's make that 5 with the second Banshee did its worth. Oh, there's also a third Banshee. Trying to kill a bit of probes here, but the shield battery is doing a good job at healing up the probes. If you want to have some math, oh, there's another disruptor shot. Killing 10 more SCVs. No, not 10 more, right? Yes, 10 more. Ouch. Meaning that Light is now ahead in workers. What I wanted to say is that normally a Banshee 2 shots probes, but with a shield battery it takes 5 shots without any delay. So if the Banshee fires constantly at 1 probe, it takes 5 instead of 2 shots with a shield battery to kill it, which makes the shield battery a pretty good defensive item versus Banshees. So units, where do we have the units? There's the War Prism. It has War Prism speed, it's strong, it tries to do some damage, it sees the bunker, turns around and will not find any damage, but only has taken shield damage so far, no hull damage. By the way, did you see that? We have a frozen emerging Nidus and a very weird hatchery. I've never seen a hatchery like that. That's pretty interesting. If a Zerker can tell me what that is, I know that this is a hive. Oh, is this just a damaged hatchery? Is this what it is? I don't know. It has several elements which I don't really know. So we have another Banshee here. Or not another Banshee, but the Banshee is trying to get more damage. But like I said, the shield battery is doing a good job at denying any damage. We have a Viking out here. Like I said, the early alarm SCV. And yeah, those hatcheries, lairs, hives look really weird. Never really taken a closer look. But it seems they are all hives. And a very big spawning pool. And this seems also to be some weird structure. Well, anyways. Another Nidus. The Banshee coming in here, trying to get a little bit more damage. The shield battery is not enough to heal this area. So, 3 more probes going down. 4 more probes going down. And the Banshee finally getting killed. But the worker supply is actually still in favor of the Terran, in favor of the Terran again. Meanwhile, 4 disruptors taking care of the supply depot and the bunker. Upgrades, we have Blink, and that's about it. Charge is on the way. Drop unloading. Seems like Avokado wants to attack from behind. Stim still needs 8 seconds. Avokado gets a tank for 2 disruptor shots. Stim is finished now. Will we see this around? Will we see the attack? I don't know. Let's not forget, this is match point for Light. If he wins... Oh my god, the disruptor shots. Oh god. I wanted to say it's looking pretty okay for Avokado, but those shots are really hurting. But now there's the surround. Oh my god, the Raven! Disrupting 3 of the disruptors. Hehe. But the recall, just in time. So no recall available for now, but charge is finishing up. The 3rd base of Light is done. But Avokado has enough of this. He's like, yeah, Stalkers and Disruptors, I can take that on. Come at me, bro. The thing is, Raven only has 80 energy, so I think that's only enough for 1 disruption. Interference, and there goes 1 disruptor shot. The Stalkers try to take out the tanks. 1 tank goes down. The disruptor shots are trying to take out what they can. The Raven has a missile, an armor reduction missile, fired at the Stalkers. So those Stalkers can't fight versus the Marauders and the Marines. It's just not happening. But the disruptors, they have charged up again, and it will be really difficult for Avokado to take good engagements here. With 5 disruptors, there's almost an endless stream of disruptor shots coming. This tank got taken out, another disruptor is ready again, and Avokado is getting out of there. Light smelling blood in the water, trying to go after that bio army, but Light has to, Avokado has to be Light has to be really careful not to. Those disruptors dying to the Liberator. Now it's only 3 disruptors, but a big chunk of the Marines has gone down. Meanwhile, we have a warp in of Zealots in the main base of the Terran, killing 8 workers, disrupting the mining time. Let's not forget, Avokado is still on 2 bases. There are more warp ins. Holy shit, that's a lot of middle mines. I didn't see that. Boom. So much for the Protoss army. But still, 11 workers killed. The worker kills don't stop, plus 1 armor is finishing for the Terran. More disruptors are being built, and yeah. That being said, the minerals of Avokado are running low, so killing that many SCVs wasn't really that crippling for the Terran player. And those Widow Mines, holy hell, I didn't know he was producing so many of them. Ouch, 2 Widow Mines going down, ouch. Yeah, those Disruptors took care of those Widow Mines, another good shot. Ah, my Terran heart is bleeding. But my Psionic heart is pretty good with what I see here. And the blink forward, the disruptors to zone out the bio, the Terran is trying to stand his ground, the Liberators are sieging on the high ground, the disruptors are forcing the bio to go back, the Liberators are being killed by the blink stalkers, and this is probably the last effort. Avokado is trying to hold on, he wants those $50 US, but Light, he has earned himself the money, he wants the money, and there's the GG. Light takes this best of 9, 5-1. Congratulations to Light. GG. Okay, guys. As far as I know, that was it. Best of 9. Light won 5 games. Avokado won 1, which means it's over. I don't think the whole series will be played out. At least not that I'm aware of. So, thanks for watching, guys. And I hope you used your Maturino codes. Okay, and with that, I will say have a nice evening. Goodbye. Always try to be better on ladder. And the most important of it all, have fun and talk to your clanmates. Good night, guys.
Wow.